with the Most Interesting Man podcast. It's your host, Coach Remy. I got my man. He's right here. This is Mr. Randy Swartzmiller. He's running for State Senate, Democratic candidate. I'm going to be sitting down with him today to ask him a couple questions. And we've been, friends for a long time. So, Randy, I just wanted to go ahead and let you introduce yourself to the audience and talk about your political experience and what have you.
Thanks. Great to be here. Appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, sir.
Randy Swartzmiller, running for State Senate in the 1st Senatorial District. Served in the legislature on and off for 16 years. Lifelong resident of the Northern Panhandle.
All right.
To West Liberty, and then on to Mountain State and earned my master's in Weirton Steel for 20 years, and work at Oregon, West Virginia Inc. now as a regulatory specialist, and now Senate candidate.
There you go. And then how many years total, because as we know, you're a West Virginia State representative for a long time. How many years did you serve in the legislature total?
Total 16 years.
Okay. All right. And then now your high school, because I know you're from Weirton. Did you go to Weir High or Weir Madonna? Which school in Hancock County?
I actually went to Oakland.
Oh, okay.
I grew up in the country outside of Carmel.
Yeah, no, I know that's all in Hancock County. Yeah, so you're in Oakland, Golden Bear. All right. And then also, then to kind of get us kind of tailor-made into that, you run security, correct, at the, or you have had a few positions with different Weirton Still.
Right, I worked in environmental at Weirton Steel.
Okay.
Oregon, oversee security and regulatory issues pertaining to security.
Okay. And, all right, and then so since you have a lot of experience, kind of if you want to tell the audience a little bit, obviously I'll look you up some too, but kind of what policies you've always supported, maybe some new initiatives you're looking at, if you can prevail in this state Senate race on November 8th.
Sure, yeah. While I was in Charleston, we dealt with a lot of the issues we had down there. There was programs that got upside down, like other post-employment benefits for, state workers, teachers, school service personnel. We dealt with that and put a funding mechanism in place. Also, while we were going out, we cut taxes for businesses, corporate net, the business franchise.
All right.
Also eliminated the food tax while I was in office. And so, I've always been someone to look for ways to cut the taxes that not only burden our business, but, should be going back into the pockets of our people.
Exactly.
And that's something that I will continue to do if we're successful in this campaign.
If I'm correct, you worked with Governor Tomlin on that, correct? The food tax? I say that was when he was in office, correct?
Actually, Governor Manchin.
He started it. Okay.
Governor Manchin, and it ended up, we did it in a phase out, so it wouldn't
exactly
take the budget all at once. So we did it over several years, phased it out.
Yes.
Governor Tomlin was in office when we took
the last year of the phase.
Correct.
I do remember that. Yeah, the percentage went down as years passed. Yeah. So if in those 16 years of experience, and you got back in it from 18 to 20, what would kind of be? What do you think one of your bigger legislative accomplishments, beside the food tax cut?
A couple of things that we worked on a lot over the years, but we were successful in getting monies back here for roads in Hancock and Cook County. That's certainly something on my agenda again.
That's good.
Going to be dealing with roads. One of the projects I worked on early on was the bond project.
Oh, okay.
Which actually, that's how we brought Cabela's here at the Highlands and generated that whole project
right
there. And then we also put in at the same time the TIF program, which is tax incremental financing.
I remember that.
Which also helped do the Cabela's project, the ballpark in Charleston, and the Pullman Square project in Huntington, and all those have kind of spun off to big revenue generators for the
huge for the state.
So that was one. Another one that worked on was the table game bill over the years. We wanted to be able to compete with other states and get ahead. that generated a lot of new jobs and saved our casinos. And
Helped the
kept them in
Island
business.
Casino a lot.
The
Yeah,
Island and the one in Hancock County, Mountaineer.
that's right.
You know, as well.
I'm sure
as,
Charleston as well.
Cross Lanes.
Yeah,
and then,
Cross Lanes.
and the Eastern Panhandle. So those were projects that brought business, brought jobs, and it's just an economic driver for the respective counties that they're in.
Yeah, and it's amazing. I'm happy you touched on that because we have 4 casinos in West Virginia. For a small state, barely 2 million people, that's a big, I think, accomplishment. It showed that, state legislators like you guys, not only were trying to foster those being built, but to keep the support and help them generate more revenue. And of course, we all know that's going to help state and local tax bases. So, yeah, that is very important.
Well, and not only for the casinos itself, but also by keeping those casinos, we were able to keep the racing in the state,
Absolutely.
the dog racing and the horse racing, which is another big economic driver for the counties and the areas because there's a lot of jobs right there.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's kind of like me and you have talked about this privately before. Things like that, and even when like Mayor Elliott brought, I just say this because I played college basketball and at Fairmont State and ran cross country there. When he brought the Mountain East tournament, we all know things like casinos or just even like say a sporting event like that or the New Highlands facility in Wheeling. Those help. We know the local economy generate revenue. I'm sure you do. Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, those are major accomplishments. And I know that the Table Gaming Act, I think it was 2007 or 2008 they passed that. I remember I was in college.
Get enough support to get it through, so I can't remember the exact year we got it passed, but we needed to get it passed when we did.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And then also, would you feel like maybe there's some new initiatives, if you do win this race, you'd like to, go over? Like maybe, some things you'd like to maybe talk about,
Well, there's several things, that we need to really connections in Charleston, but to make those connections between Charleston and the players back here.
Absolutely.
And that's where I believe I can really be instrumental in making sure we get our fair share of that money.
Exactly. Yeah, that bipartisan infrastructure. I know it was it's a White House bill. I'm trying to think. It wasn't Build Back Better. Which one was it? The President Biden?
It was called the bipartisan.
Bipartisan. Yeah, I know the White House, President Biden was instrumental, and then the Dems and Republicans came together on that. Yeah, even our Congressman McKinley voted for it. David McKinley.
It's not something that's a party issue. This is a
No.
people issue.
Exactly.
And when it comes to us bringing our federal dollars back to the state and then getting it from the state.
That helps everybody.
And
right.
our district, that's what it's about. And that's how the system should work.
Absolutely. No, that's what I respect about you. I know we're friends and we have similar, political party and issues there, but you are someone bipartisan, and it's like a good point you brought up that affects every West Virginia, regardless of their political party. It doesn't matter if they're independent, Democrat, whatever the situation. Bills like that help build roads, schools, and that's what I think that makes you very diverse in a way to voters. And I've noticed you have support, on the right, in the middle, to the left, everywhere.
Yeah, we do, and I'm just very fortunate that people recognize that I'm there for them and always have been, and
right.
will continue to be. It's like I've told people, hey, if there's a pothole out there, that's not a Democratic or a Republican.
Absolutely,
pothole. That's a pothole. Let's get it fixed.
Yes, sir. So. That's true. Exactly. Everybody's driving on that. But no. So as we wrap this up, I'll still call you representative since you were Representative Swartzmiller for a long time. But Representative Swartzmiller, would there be anything else you kind of want to? I know a lot of people have early voted, but still, we know there'll be a lot of people that may vote today. I know today's the last day of early voting, correct?
Correct.
Yes. So
up till 5 o'clock today.
Exactly. So there'll be people casting their vote today, and obviously on election day, and even maybe if you want to say a thank you to some of the people that may have voted for you and just voted in general for up and down the ballot. Is there anything you'd like to get out to the voters as like kind of a final message? Because as you know, we're about 2-3 days out. We're almost there.
Yeah,
so,
we're close. We're
yeah.
close. Well, yeah, absolutely. First, I'd just like to say thank you for everyone on the team that's been out there working the past several months to,
All right.
help build this campaign and make it a successful
Yep.
campaign to date. For the people who have won out and supported me already, thank you so much for your confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And, please continue to tell your friends and relatives about me. And for the people out there that haven't cast a vote yet, I'm running as a Democrat.
That's
but,
right.
The thing about it is, after these elections are over, I've always said, we don't need 34 Democrats or 34 Republicans in the
Absolutely.
state Senate.
Yes, sir.
What we need is 34 West Virginians who are going to get down there and work for the people.
That's it.
Move West Virginia forward and remember who put them there.
Exactly,
And
the constituents.
That's the kind of senator that I will be. So I'm just respectfully asking for everyone's vote, and thank you so much for listening to that.
Hey, I'm happy I got you on the podcast. Thank you again for coming on. And I just want to say, Randy, that you are a champion for the Northern Panhandle, and being from Wheeling, I'm happy that we, if you do win this race, I know we'll have somebody down there that will fight for the 5 counties, even though you represent 3 counties, but I know you have friends in New Martinsville and Wetzel County. I know you only represent, it's 2.5, right?
Well,
We have some Marshall.
We have Hancock, we have
Brooke.
Ohio, and then we have the rural part of Marshall.
So 3.5,
Yeah.
but I know you'll work for the whole Northern Panhandle. That's my point, of those 5 counties. So I'm just thankful that we have somebody, if you do win, that will be a champion and fight, for us in the legislature.
Everyone's important out there. We'll be representing everyone in the district.
Absolutely. Well, hey, I want to thank you for being on the show and everything. And hey, everybody, you have a decision all over the country, not just in West Virginia, but be an educated voter. It's important. We know to vote, as I'm sure Mr. Swartzmiller would agree, that people died for that right. So let's take it seriously, And thank you again for being on, Randy. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem.